Hey everybody, my name is Aidan Rankin-Williams and I'm the co-founder and community director of PlayerMint. We're kind of just trying to create a token system for gamers so that they can have a more rewarding experience while they're playing, and we're doing that through the Cardano blockchain.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, Aiden. We're really excited to have you back on the channel. And now that you've passed through the Fund4 Catalyst round, we're really interested in what you guys have been working on.
Of course, yeah. Yeah. It was a lot of fun to get that Catalyst funding. For those of you that don't know, the Cardano blockchain offers some preliminary on-chain governance called Project Catalyst, where projects wanting to build on Cardano can submit proposals, and through those proposals, essentially get the holders of ADA can vote on whether these proposals deserve funding from the Cardano treasury, and should they get voted in and have the popular vote, they get funding. So we had one of those proposals. We went through their Fund4 challenge of dApps and integrations. We recently found out that we won the $30,000 that we were asking for. So we're currently putting that to work on the development side of things. Pretty much all of that money is going into development. So we have this great group called Chromion, and they are helping to build out our protocol as a kind of website format. And at the moment, we kind of have a lot of things we're working on. I mean, from just like kind of a general perspective as to what is PlayerMint, Chromion's building out this protocol where you or any gamer is going to be able to essentially create an account, create a wallet, link their gaming account. So initially we'll support Fortnite, and in the future we'll support more games. And that user will then be able to go and play Fortnite, and then we'll just use an API. We'll request data on how skilled that player is, compare it to every other user in our system, and then distribute out PMX based off of their gameplay performance. So that's kind of like, you kind of almost equivalent it to Bitcoin mining, where you have computers competing for, to essentially solve math equations and then get block rewards of Bitcoin for doing so. So we took that competitive model, but instead of essentially the resource of, processing power in a mining rig, you have the resource of skill within a certain player. So that's kind of how players are able to get paid to play. And then we also give those players a NFT system where they're able to mint NFTs with the currency they earn from gameplay performance called PMX. And then they can also, of course, buy and sell those NFTs as well. So in terms of kind of our current stages of development, now that we've won funding via Project Catalyst, we currently are, our Chromion, our dev group is currently in the design phases. So right now they're kind of in the phase of what does the user interface and experience look like? So going through multiple iterations of that, and then that kind of culminating in a prototype. And so we're going to have like a preliminary prototype where people will be able to interact with, and then we'll kind of have a final version of the prototype that will have more inclusive features. At least what we're working on right now is kind of that preliminary prototype that should go out to you all within the next week, depending on when this video is launched. So that'll be super exciting. You'll be able to kind of get your hands onto the product, click through it, see what it's like to mint an NFT on PlayerMint, see what it's like to earn PMX on PlayerMint, buy stuff, sell stuff, all that kind of fun stuff, all through kind of an only front end system. That's kind of one exciting item. We're also, for all those kind of crypto enthusiasts that, are kind of used to, I want to say like the 2017 ICO craze days of reading through massive white papers to try to determine the legitimacy of a project. We are also launching a white paper rather soon. We're taking a little inspiration from IOHK in their approach to essentially peer reviewing everything that they write before going out and building it, where we're going to have a kind of community peer review process on our white paper. So we'll have this extensive white paper that shows off what our product looks like, how it's going to function, our current plans into our future plans, and kind of the whole extensive roadmap, tokenomics, kind of everything you'd expect from a white paper. We'll send that out to you all for peer review. And then once we get that peer review, we will kind of audit it all, go through all the reviews and comments, and then kind of update everything, and then launch, I guess you could say, version 1.0 of the white paper. Some other fun stuff that we have going on in the more community side of things is we take more inspiration from Cardano because all of the amazing things they're doing, where Project Catalyst, the decentralized fund I was speaking about earlier that we won funds from, is they hold a weekly town hall. And in that weekly town hall, they basically present an update saying, here's what Project Catalyst is going on. Like, here's what's going on in our system. Here are all the cool projects that are doing all these kind of cool things, as well as here's updates on the voting process and on the funding process. So we're taking that same model of a weekly town hall, but we're applying it to PlayerMint. And we're in this town hall going to say, here's what PlayerMint is. Here's our product developments. So we have an element of transparency and you know what's going on in the system. And then we're going to open it up for like Q&A. So you guys and gals can come in to our live stream and pose questions and we'll answer them live so that you can make sure that, if you have any dying questions about PlayerMint, you can have like a real voice to kind of answer them. And then at the end of that town hall, we thought it'd be fun to kind of give a spotlight to other amazing projects in the Cardano community. So we'll kind of end those town halls with a little spotlight of saying, hey, you all tuned into our amazing town halls. We really appreciate you as a community. Here's another cool project you all might be getting interested in and might want to check out. And then the final thing that we have on kind of the community front, a lot of the gamers out there will like this. We are actually working with an amazing stake pool called Retro Stake Pool. If you're looking for if you have some ADA that's undelegated or you want to delegate it to a new pool, definitely would recommend checking them out. They're a mission-driven pool out of Australia. We are working with them to host a Cardano Rocket League tournament. So we're going to try to get whoever's interested, and we'll do a 1v1 tournament with a whole bracket elimination structure. And the winner will receive a NFT that we hope to mint on the Cardano network through something like NFT Maker. They'll receive an NFT of the best highlight clip from the tournament. So we thought that'd be kind of cool, almost like an NBA Top Shot kind of idea, where you get this amazing highlight clip from the tournament, and that will be given to the winning team. As well as we're hoping to do a little bit of an ADA prize pool. We're hoping to live stream the whole event, have a lot of coverage, kind of have a fun time, and then almost use that as a way to say, hey, let's grow the gaming audience in Cardano. Let's get together. Let's have some fun stuff go down, and we'll host more tournaments from there. We've already had talks in our Discord about, hosting Catan game nights where we all sit in the Discord and play Catan, and, maybe we'll do GeoGuessr, fun stuff like that. So there's a lot of kind of cool stuff to come. Those are, I guess you could say, the main things that PlayerMint has got going on. There's my long little bit there.
Very interesting. Wow. So it sounds like you guys really hit the ground running the second the Fund4 ended. You guys that was a lot to cover. So there's
sorry if that was a little too much.
No worries. No, I'm so happy to get this information out there. So this week, or close to it, we have the first iterations of the web browser and the app.
So it'll be I guess you could say a combination of the two. It'll be the web app. So the progressive web app, which, a lot of us have probably interacted with. Maybe if you've ever been on Starbucks website, it's a progressive web app where, if you're in your mobile phone, it almost feels as though it's an application, even though you're in a web browser. So that's kind of what we're building. And that should be, depending on when this video is released, that should be sometime this week.
Fantastic. So that's really soon for you guys watching this. So be sure to check that out. And then we also have community town halls. And then, so the community can really start coming together. We'll go over here on their website, link in the description down below, guys, to get involved in the Discord community so you don't miss any of the news. Their link is right in the website, and then also all their socials, so be sure to check that out too. So how has the experience been for going through the process of creating a project in the Cardano ecosystem?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's been enjoyable, in all honesty. I ever since I got into crypto in the kind of bull run of 2017, and just kind of getting my first dip into investing in general, I've always been following Cardano, because I guess the story I always say there is that our other co-founder was living at my house at the time and called me down. It's like, hey man, I got this crazy thing you got to check out. And we watched blockchain videos for the rest of the night. And the one that, I think we've all been through that blockchain educational bell curve of understanding, where we have to kind of get over that initial hump where you understand there's that paradigm shift between understanding, the old world of centralized services versus the new world of decentralized services, and kind of how it's possible to just trust code instead of a central authority. In that video that really clicked for us was Charles Hoskinson's TEDx talk in I believe Bermuda. The future will be decentralized. And from that, having this kind of person that almost baptized you into the blockchain ecosystem, you're kind of intrigued. Who is this Charles Hoskinson's guy? So from there, we kind of went down the Cardano rabbit hole, and it just kind of fell in love with the project ever since. This was, 2017 into 2018. There wasn't a whole lot of substance, right? A lot of people say Cardano is a ghost chain. Back then, it was really just, you were in the Byron era. You were in kind of this era of simply, you could transact ADA. And then, you progressed on to things like Shelley with the Ouroboros proof of stake protocol. And now we've hit the Mary hard fork with multi-assets. And then we're progressing towards Alonzo, where we're going to have smart contracts in what's looking like September or August of this year. And so I guess why I'm saying this whole run up is that these crypto communities are decentralized, and the protocols are decentralized in themselves. Yet somehow through 2017 to now, 2021, which is a long time in the crypto world, myself and our CEO Grant's love for Cardano didn't die. It only got stronger. We were only more interested as we delved further into the ecosystem. And now that we've been a project that actually has some sort of, I guess you could say, community weight, where we've won Fund4, we've had that stamp of approval, and leading up to that, there was just so much almost joy in the system. There was so much joy in the Cardano community, where all these people want to create infographics, and they want to hit you up for collaborations, and they want to, they want to message you on Discord and see if you can hop in a call just to see if there's any glimpse of potential ways that you can help one another out. The amount of people that have messaged us, on Discord or Instagram or Twitter, or left a comment on IdeaScale saying that they have a buddy who works at Riot Games, and they want to get us in contact with them to see if we can do some sort of partnership so we can support League of Legends and Valorant, is just phenomenal. So in terms of our integration with the Cardano system, it's very, arms, widespread, accepting, come in for a big bear hug. We want you to succeed. We want to give you the tools possible. And then to I guess kind of wrap up this whole idea of what it's like to be within the Cardano ecosystem, you also have this great idea where, because IOHK to the protocol layer does everything in peer reviewed, anything produced out there is heavily peer reviewed as well. So if the Cardano community sees a project on the up and up that doesn't seem quite right, there will be massive investigations launched into them. Like the amount of investigations that have gone into some projects that want to hold initial stake pool offerings, where you stake to a certain pool, and instead of ADA, you receive their token in exchange, and they receive all the ADA as essentially funding for their project. Massive levels of scrutiny to essentially determine, is this a quality project or not? And maybe they are, and maybe they aren't. But regardless, it's great because you have this community of people who are willing to spend massive amounts of hours reading through white papers and sifting through Reddit threads just to determine if a project's quality or not because they're getting paid anything, but because they simply feel so a part of a community that they don't want scams to occur in. So I would have to say that the Cardano community is in terms of crypto communities that I've involved with, it's by far the most enjoyable to interact with. Of course, it's the one I've interacted the most with, so I'm a bit biased, but it's just a happy spot where you meet intellectuals and you meet people that are also trying to have a fun time. So I give it 5 stars.
Yeah, sounds like a really great community to get involved with. So if people want to get involved with PlayerMint and the Cardano community, and the Cardano gaming community in particular, how can they do that?
Yeah, so that's interesting that you asked that, because one thing that we're actually trying to do at PlayerMint is form. We had a talk with another really awesome project in the space called AdaQuest, which is trying to essentially build a video game as well. So, we have these mutual interests. For people in Project Catalysts, they have a Fund4 Proposal. Highly recommend checking them out. regardless, we kind of had this conversation with them and we were thinking, what if we could structure some sort of Cardano gaming guild or gaming alliance or some sort of spot where the gamers of Cardano could essentially accumulate and interact and have some sort of monthly communication via a meeting, or maybe you have a Discord server and you essentially look for routes of collaboration and harmonization in some sort of way to kind of benefit each other. So gamers of Cardano, if you want to see something like that happen, we would love to hear it. If you want to specifically get more involved with PlayerMint, I'd highly recommend going to playermint.com. And from there, you can read what we're about. And if you scroll down, you'll see a big section of it that'll say, join our community. And then there'll be essentially kind of a screenshot of a Discord invite, and you can click that, or the button that says join Discord. And from there, you'll be sent an invitation to join our Discord server. You can go in there. I try to be very active in it. Whenever I see questions, I answer them. So you're welcome to enter that, ask all of the questions you have, and we can talk at any length you'd like. You're also more than welcome on our website. If you keep scrolling down, you'll see kind of the standard icons of all the social media. I'd highly recommend following us on Instagram and Twitter, YouTube as well, because that's where our town halls are going to be posted. The first one is going to be this Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 1700 UTC. So yeah, I just recommend following us on socials, joining the Discord, asking questions, and really coming to the town hall. That'll be one of the best ways to kind of get engaged and almost make an impact onto the PlayerMint project.
So you heard it here, guys. Get involved in the community, get involved in the upcoming town halls, join the Discord server, check out the project. PlayerMint is here to stay. Upcoming NFT-based Cardano smart chain gaming platform. Kind of
gotta get all the keywords.
A lot of keywords, very exciting stuff. It was always kind of a childhood dream of mine to be able to interact with video games and have it be a more meaningful experience than just the memories. I always wish that there was something more tangible that could have come from all the competition. And I think that these rare NFTs that could be given to competition winners and various other factors of the PlayerMint economy will really help a new generation of gamers to enjoy video games in a way that they never before could.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching a Lex Friedman clip from, I don't know if you saw it, but Charles Hoskinson's like 5-hour-long interview. I was watching just a clip of it where they're kind of talking on the future of gaming, and it's interesting because they're almost talking about what we're trying to accomplish. Where you have this idea where what you were saying is you want this kind of more rewarding experience as a gamer, and for us, a big part of what we're trying to do is make it so that the gamer has essentially the actions they've already been doing, they're just now getting paid to do, so that you have this kind of more enjoyable controllers in your hand, or you're holding your mouse and keyboard and you're clicking away and you're getting eliminations in Fortnite, or you're destroying towers in League of Legends and slaying little mobs. That action you're already doing, you're now getting a currency for doing based off of your gameplay performance. So it's this incentive to play the game and get better and basically do what you've already been doing. But then where we like to essentially say that experience gets more rewarding, and kind of what you're saying, where you want that more rewarding experience, that more rich environment is now that gameplay performance. And this is kind of an interesting thing that I've been exploring personally, that gameplay performance and that interactability and enjoyability almost doesn't stop when you put down the controller with PlayerMint. When you put down your mouse and keyboard and you hit exit on Fortnite, now you have a whole currency that you can interact with this gaming community. So maybe you want to mint an NFT of your highlight clip of just absolutely acing the other team in Valorant. And you want to sell that clip, and whoever owns it, maybe you're a content creator, and whoever you sell it over your Twitch stream, and whoever owns it gets a special role in your Discord server, and they gain access to exclusive perks. Like, they get to be on your team on the next time that you stream Valorant or whatever like that, whatever, kind of cool properties you want to add to it. So I would definitely say with PlayerMint, you kind of have this cool experience where the gamer starts to have a more rewarding experience while they're playing, and then now they have a currency that they can have more enjoyable experience when they're not playing. And we think that comes into a great effect when you have content creators in the gaming community, and then of course when we develop our own SDK so that game developers can mint NFTs into the games themselves, then you actually have that richer experience where if, let's just say, Elder Scrolls 6 was minted on the PlayerMint SDK, that amazing, shout that you have, or that amazing magical spell where you can summon a dragon, or you can, cause a firestorm to rain down on your enemies, can now be minted as an NFT and then sold in a secondary market where, Blizzard now has extra revenue from sales from the royalties of those NFTs. And, there's a increased engagement and longevity to the game because now there's an economy that can thrive within it. So yeah, we're super excited. I think there's been a lot of case studies like EVE Online and in CSGO, and even like Team Fortress 2 have these extended shelf lives simply because they allow their players to transact the items that they receive and own in game. So we're really excited to work to make that gaming experience a little bit more enjoyable.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be gained by the project. It sounds like players will get a lot more out of the games they play, and the game developers that choose to work with PlayerMint will benefit from the longer shelf life, like you said.
Yeah, because we've already spoken with some game developers, and it's like, especially if you're an indie game dev, you kind of have one thing running for you: the uniqueness of your video game. A lot of times, and you see this across the entire market, the established companies are generally a little bit slower to try out something new. Usually they wait for some sort of precedent before they launch into something new. That's not always the case, but in game development, I feel like you a lot of times you see kind of the most like trend-setting games. Like, for example, I think Minecraft's a great example. Like, it's an indie game, but it started off this whole chain of games that were almost like box-based builders, where now you have all of these games where you as the character get to build and destroy things in game, which wasn't really as much of a factor before Minecraft. So you have that going for you as an indie game developer. But we think another big thing that a lot of these indie game devs could essentially use as a marketing tool is if we have an SDK where they can mint NFTs, it's like, hey, come and play in our game world and come enjoy rich experiences where once you slay that dragon, the loot underneath them is actually worth something on the blockchain. It has some sort of identifier as an NFT on the blockchain, and it can be sold in a secondary market, and interesting things can happen with it.
Yeah, very, very interesting stuff. I think the future of video games and a new genre is emerging when it comes to SDKs and NFT-based gaming experiences, and NBA Top Shots and gameplay highlight clips and all these different aspects of the crypto community and also the gaming community are really culminating. And I think that your project is really in the right place at the right time. I'm really excited to see how things are going to turn out.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm really excited too. I'd love to have, personally, I'd love to have a system like this where, all the times I'm playing video games, it can, be contributing to some sort of monetary reward. I'd be quite happy if, PMX might not be worth much if I'm the only one using it, but I'm sure I'd have a real good time doing so.
Well, I'll tell you, if PMX and PlayerMint existed 5-10 years ago, I would be a lot wealthier than I am now if I could have been getting paid to play that whole time.
Yeah, I would too. So that's kind of the interesting thing, that one thing that I think about is, the people that initially discover PlayerMint, it's going to be kind of this interesting environment of they're earning all of these tokens for gameplay performance. And it'll be kind of interesting to see almost what, how many hours played, if we could get the data of, how many hours played in 2021, how, like, if you played an hour and that got you something like 25 PMX 10 years later, like how much was that hour of gameplay? How much did it net you? Would be kind of an interesting thing to see.
Yeah, those would be really important metrics. I'd be very interested to see how PMX and PlayerMint starts to affect the gameplay economy. But this has been incredibly useful information. I really appreciate the time that you've given us. If you have anything else that you want to add, go ahead. But I think we'll call it here unless you have more to add. But I don't want to take any more of your time. It sounds like you guys are real busy with everything going on.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that I'd say, not PlayerMint related, but would be if anyone watching this video wants to get involved in crypto, wants to do stuff with blockchain, and they don't have the finances to do so, and they're interested in Cardano, just check out Project Catalyst. If you want to build and you want to do amazing things and you want to have a community that will support you, as long as you're willing to kind of put in work to be a part of that community, join Cardano, join Project Catalyst. You have the capacity to build it if you're willing to put in the work.
You heard it here, everyone. Thank you so much for your time, Aidan, and thank you guys all for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.